next matchup, Team Secret T1. All of them kind of looking at each other's matches as well, because we could get into some weird, you know, three-way
we got DRX on defense. We got RRQ on
want
attack.
to try to get whatever wins they can, whether it's a match or even just at least a map score and the round scores as well.
Flo, thank you so much, man. Appreciate the prime. Thank you for the 9 months. Okay, double duelist comp. We got a nade to break the trips. We just absolutely send it. Double heaven. No one double heavens.
Mako actually going to be saved by Buzz there, who does shoot Jemkin in the back of the head. As now it's Pharaoh in the corner, immediately going to be taken down by Buzz, who is already starting off very strong. And that should be a nearly complete hold here for DRX.
Yeah,
I mean, they went for something pretty cool.
Exactly healthy, with only 33 HP, so a 1v3 looking nigh impossible. If he can get the plant, that's a little silver lining you take on to the next round. Maybe that's enough to buy up 1 or 2 pistol upgrades as well. We'll see what the choice is.
Quiet.
He doesn't have any guiding lights either, just that one.
How about now? This is like the best I can get, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, he gets the plant, as
what if I fool this? How about that?
Should feel pretty good about that. Seems like he rushed over just to get that down, and now he's just going to hide in the corner. I mean, you never know if they make some mistakes that come in one by one. You know, you get a couple of right clicks.
Good now? Okay, I boosted myself a lot.
Good for Elmimore here.
Hopefully you should be able to hear the PC fan as well.
He could possibly be hiding, including behind this box. So DRX very well aware of the possibilities, taking that caution. The drop sound fakes him out. Good setup
very
by
nice from
DRX.
DRX. I like the idea from RRQ, double frenzy up towards heaven.
Really fast backup. That's really what throws RRQ off. I thought Jemkin and Manya did pretty well trying to double team up into heaven,
thank you so much for the 30 months as well, man. Appreciate the prime.
Mako falling off of heaven, trying to just draw time as Buzz comes in for the save, and that's DRX playing with the numbers advantage a little bit on that defense.
Yeah, absolutely. It looks like they were very ready for this kind of play. As right through the smoke, you see Mako able to shoot him down.
That's where it fell apart, right there.
Comes out his buddy, and then also gets the word on that guy right there. And eventually, DRX clean up the push.
Nice! Well, we've seen more teams getting very excited about their pistol round wins, perhaps as a result of just realizing how important the pistol wins can be, right? It's a huge
the judge on the second round. You
so
know how much I'm not the biggest fan of it. It can snowball a bit wrong. They got 1 Sheriff, 1 Frenzy. They're allowed... I don't even know. I guess they're allowed a death, 2 deaths. You want to keep the judge. The judge is good enough on this map to be able to keep it to next.
But yeah, here mostly on an
eco. Yeah, this. I'm not sure you need like the 2nd and 5th. Honestly, it's not too bad.
Over towards Garage.
I don't mind it.
And is going to force them over towards the
more info, the better.
And as we take a look at how this pans out, the Cypher
I like this from DRX though. They do a bit of pressure over towards B main in terms of RRQ. Question mark here. Insta dog clears this out. Rotate going in. Got 3 people on A with a Cypher.
Right, the trip is still over by B main. That's something that Paper X sometimes got caught off by a little bit. They actually ended up still winning their duels. Oh yeah, okay. Well, RQ's definitely not prepared to fight on this one, especially with the gun disadvantage.
Yeah, I mean the snake bite timing was also fantastic, and yeah, Buzz is here, tucked in with the judge, just looking to have some fun, and Nexfero is going to be spotted and already takes some damage through the wall, down to 2. Trying to see what he can see, but isn't actually going to see anything, as now Bane also is going to get peeked. Nice little play, but not going to have much luck here against that judge, and now the paint shell is going to be lobbed in. A couple of members of RRQ still over here.
Yeah, this guy, they're both got to die in time,
cautious as well, right?
The only thing, they're going to get nothing for this, right?
Oh, make sure that they have an advantage. Elmimore will wait patiently, but
they didn't lose anything. They pick up the judge.
So DRX not taking any damage.
It's going to be an okay bonus. The only reason I'm saying okay is because they didn't buy as heavy rifle-wise. Maybe other teams would.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, Buzz kind of shot in the back of the head. Not much he could do there. Not expecting him to be tucked in the corner. But overall,
the America's results.
Very clean round.
I really recommend watching Fury 100 Thieves. It was one of my favorite matches so far.
Flash, so he's able to clean that up.
Yeah, and the cyber cage as well. So it's these small little things we'll have to keep an eye on to see if RRQ can keep tabs on that. The setup that Foxy9 has, how often do they force him to change things up? As we already see him doing a little bit, a very forward cam now. So that they can focus a little bit more
and then,
on mid. Trying to hold these close quarters,
probably worth watching. Probably worth watching just to see maybe a highlight clip of Sunset.
Flashback, it's a nice shot.
Or I think Willminder did a tweet. There was like 1 minute of Jorgamo's movement on Neon. That's probably worth watching.
He is going to, I believe, spot another member as this push is going to be coming in. He already does have Buzz up there, up top. He's got the Judge able to upgrade as well. Meanwhile,
yeah, I think there if he sticks with the normal gun, maybe he does alright here. Get to a 2-on-2, Jemkin low.
But this is very close, too close for comfort here for the side of RRQ, as now Bane looking to challenge into both of them.
Wait, what a beast, man. Okay, they get the bonus.
Wow. I mean, playing it close,
got the
just
pistol, got
sure
the bonus.
Try to spray them down rather than going further range, which they'll have the advantage at that point, right? With the Vandals
and the new
Phantoms.
patch, yes, everyone's on the new patch now.
To the best of his abilities, very, very clean shot right through the crack there from Flashback. And overall, like you said, RQ had just taken too much damage. They even heard the drop here. Bane actually accidentally made sound on the ropes, but he still redeems himself with the double kill, now putting himself on the board.
The Sadak
we've
duelist,
seen a lot of bonus
it
round
wasn't
wins
too bad,
this
to
week
be
in
honest.
Valdez, and once again,
Problem is you always
going
to have to compare him to like Jorgamo, Aspas, etc.
They begin to compile and get into a bit more, and now Magnet goes in by himself, immediately going to be shot down by Buzz.
I like some of the ideas RRQ have got. I enjoyed the pistol, I enjoyed this, but...
And the push immediately shut down here in mid. RRQ just not finding an angle so far on this map.
Yeah, of course, you know, attacking on split, it can be a little
well,
and right as we talk about not finding angles, Elmimore finds two. I mean, this is pretty massive.
Yeah, Seekers goes in, they can just follow this overwhelm.
Get whatever advantage you can right now to try to stabilize.
Flashback.
Realize just the one going into the site. Elmimore will carry the torch. The snake bite's good too. That's going to allow Xfero
to take a bit of a risk. Bro, the shots at middle from Elmimore. Why is this guy just an absolute sheriff god?
The second I said, hey, they're not finding any luck, they absolutely destroyed them here. I mean, they were down 3-5, and Elmimore says, hey, yeah, just put a sheriff in my hand. I'll get the job done.
Yeah, there are just some of these players where it's like, no matter the econ situation, you got to trust him, whether it's the judge, whether it's the sheriff, a marshal.
Dude, the rounds were so close that they have to,
they will be the reason that you'll be able to stay in the game.
Eco as well.
And look at that. Even though you're winning the bonus round because of some of the upgrades, some of the investments that you've made, DRX choosing to go for a bit of a variety pack here. They do still have the showstopper.
Their buy wasn't too bad. They save a lot of money here, but
the wealth of economy next round to maybe even pick up the operator.
Yeah, I think that is just it. I think it's literally they won the op.
Hey, I can do that with the Sheriff as well. Gonna pick up one for himself. We'll see if he's got the sharp shooting that Elmimore has showed off already. Most kills on his team by far, up at 7. The next player has 2. And Mako just gonna hold here with the Bucky. He's got Buzz nearby. A stinger. If this mid push does come in once again.
RRQ,
so all of this utility means that
you're not trying to go middle after that.
That's the timing that RRQ has taken to start to try to lurk into ramps. Xfero will get stopped in his tracks, though, with that camera. So really good sense from Foxy9 as well, just to make sure that he knows where his team is weakest right now on the map. Continuing to pick up information. Look at this. The backup's already here on the A side, and DRX is ready for it.
I mean, they're ready, and the shots are sharp this time, but Elmimore is going to trade one back. Ooh, that one is dropped by Mako. Elmimore picks up a second. And now all of a sudden, look at the guns we have left here for the side of DRX.
Oh my. He dinked him though.
I mean,
to be fair. 1 HP?
That one very long shot. Right down over to ramps. But now Flashback has literally 1 health.
Yeah, but does Estrella know that Flashback could have already gone past? I think he heard the Shrouded Step from afar, but he has no idea that he might be on site. Flashback might just ruin this on a timing. The Poison Cloud, it's not going to cover him in time.
The Poison Cloud actually just gave him
6 seconds.
An extra thing to close the gap.
This is insane. He does go for the
Flashback
here,
as well. This is just such a stacked individual round. I like this from DRX though. Act big over towards middle. Like Boombot goes in. They probably, you would argue, overuse util, and this guy even shoots the Bucky to let them know that they're heavy here. Knowing that they're gonna cancel middle, try go over towards sites. They stop the A hit, and then have to make them come up with a backup plan.
That means credit to Flashback getting ahead of the opponents. Crispy shots, the Shrouded Step, he's instantly on the move. Realizes that the only other opening is that if there was still alert, because they never actually saw Estrella in the second half of that round. This is DRX communicating very well amongst themselves.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah, absolutely. You could see Flashback himself can hardly believe it. He's like, whoa, I just did that. That was crazy. And probably the rest of his teammates.
So RRQ win 1. Next round, insta reset.
And potentially saving the round for the team. I mean, if they get that
these
down,
two can't buy.
Flashback on 1 health.
This might be able to be a drop though. something.
Feel good for DRX in that position.
Michael, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Michael _W.
Absolutely could have spiraled out. And once again, DRX.
Thank you very much, mate.
Just
Welcome
going
in.
to hold. So with this heavy focus that they have on mid, that allows them to really pace out their utility on something like the A site. They've really just kind of left B open several rounds in a row, trusting that the Tripwire and Flashback, alone with the Paranoia, will be able to buy enough time. Once again, they realize, okay, well, the Lurk was still on the A side.
Yeah, and DRX are doing a really good job of holding middle right now.
Still got a trip,
we're
still
just
got a
getting info
Cypher
at
cam
middle.
as well. DRX,
Stay
while
strong.
the backup's not here this
Rotate
time,
can
what
go
they're
pretty
positioned
fast.
for
Maybe
is
Buzz
we're
would
going
use
to
a
try to
satchel.
push them out of
Get
A
there faster,
into
we'll see.
potentially vents, right? Force them to rotate, and we still have control of mid.
I do see the Kates come down, and they do have to push through all of that, but with 2 members on the site, no, it is going to be a clean entry. Maniac gets 2 headshots to open up this A site, and Buzz now has rotated over.
And the likelihood of him using an ult into this just went a lot lower.
Buzz
Omen spotting pixel angle.
He's going to get this 1 kill onto Estrella, but now he's getting pushed. The paint shells do come out. Flashback is coming over, trying to help out, but immediately he's going to be taken down.
Yeah, nicely done from RRQ. Similar thing over towards here, right? So they just win one, they lose the next. 1-9 lost bonus. 2 people can't buy. Got an eco. RRQ. Oh boy, that's a lot of ults. RRQ, good chances. Stack up some money is what I was gonna say, but they got a up against 5 ults. Sonya, hello, how we doing?
So on the side of RRQ, just trying to make sure that you're not giving
That's
us 1v2,
crazy.
giving a lot of respect.
Thank you so much for the 11
to
months.
Flashback on his mechanics as well, and you're keeping tabs on the economy as well. DRX,
What
they
it's
just
about.
haven't
Thank you
actually
so much.
quite stabilized a single time, right? 3 rounds in a row. So now they'll just have to rely on a Judge, a Stinger, and all of their ultimates.
Yeah, they do have every single one, and you would imagine that they probably want to cycle some of those. I do wonder what the idea will be, if they'll just hold on to them and maybe try to utilize them in the next round when they actually have a decent buy, or they want to try to maybe catch some upgrades somewhere along the way with some of these ultimates and cycle a little bit, as RRQ once again is pushing up through mid.
There might be an opportunity for a showstopper here if they had gotten sight of anyone, maybe even the first kill. Wouldn't have been surprised if Buzz maybe pushed out with the Judge and the showstopper, but they will play it safe as they just aren't sure of the exact numbers. And finally, RRQ
Similar story. DRX held over towards middle.
Some information, try to stretch
2
DRX
people B
on a
and
round
a
that
3.
they should be weak on.
Got Mako with the molly.
We'll see how this one goes. I mean, Flashback is
Yeah,
still
I think
waiting.
there's a chance here.
Ready to go for the
Got
spawn.
Omen
The
flash,
Trapwire not
the
here,
Judge
but
close.
now Buzz with the Judge. They should have heard that. As now he's going to
committed.
challenge Zemkin, and Buzz actually does take out the showstopper.
Yeah, kind of misclicked
looking
a little bit,
begging anyone
but
else
this
to come
might
through.
save him.
And he will eventually fire this off. I mean, they got to kind of back off. That was a little bit close.
25 seconds, they got a re-hit. There's another smoke for Flashback.
Entrance to garage.
But now no time. You heard them still take out the Seekers. So most of the members are still here from DRX. RRQ has no idea the Judge is still running rampant, and the upgrade on the Phantom for Flashback, it has gone.
Okay,
so
RRQ needs to
south
call a
here for
timeout. They got to
RRQ
force
on a round
middle.
that they
They
absolutely
got
should
to
have
force
been winning
middle.
on
They're
paper.
getting way too wrecked
Yeah,
here.
absolutely. I mean, you take a look, only the Seekers and the showstopper utilized in this one.
Yeah, this was still very impressive from DRX and how they played
It's
this.
be a thrifty over the side of DRX,
And I see
again,
pings middle already. They're talking
more
about the same thing.
upgrades.
You might not have to call the
Jeez.
timeout. The
And,
players are already talking about
well,
the fact that
we
they're
can
going
talk
to take
about
middle.
economy as much as we want, but that is just glorious. That's like one of the best feelings in Valorant when you thrifty them, you get all these, everybody's alive, you get so many upgrades. It's great.
Yeah, and the Paranoia was very good there too, making it just a bit more advantageous for Buzz in that close range with the Judge. And this was one of those rounds where RRQ didn't actually invest into a lurk, right, to try to go for a rotate. And we're actually going to see a DRX timeout.
What? Who is this guy?
Huh, really?
There is no way.
I mean, it's both on
He
the screen
would
and
never
on the
have
graphics,
done
so
this.
I'm gonna believe in it. Now, the reason I wouldn't be too surprised is, again, your economy wasn't as stable, meaning that you kept having to buy back up. You kept having to invest,
feel like,
and then there was a bit of ping-ponging back and forth, and perhaps DRX was getting a little bit
the
scared on the fact that,
RRQ
hey,
coach right
if
now,
they-
your Ewok,
let's
you're
make the assumption that you thought
loving
RRQ
this.
was going to win that round based on economy. Then it's a 4-3. That's already enough rounds given on the attacking side to the opponents. So they're trying to calm things down and try to call out the lurk and the rotation timings here.
I mean,
from
for the
RRQ.
stats. Dude, he's up against an eco. He's up against a buy, though. If you were doing that, you would. I mean, if he was really playing for the stats, like, you're timing out here. Timing out right after the pistol.
Yeah,
that's the easiest round in theory.
Solidify your lead. And
That's how you really wanna. Chat, if any coach calls a timeout here, someone let me know.
And they do have this double duelist from the
someone write it down. Let me know. It will only happen in Pacific because that's the only place they're recording coach stuff.
A heavy push into A. As here we go, gonna clear out the ramps and up goes Monyet.
Smoke to spawn.
Gosh, what a big kill. Now the
Wait,
pit's
this is
really losing a lot
nice
of
for
its
an
power.
Ominal.
Estrella kind of has to help open things up here in heaven.
Well, that flash is genius.
I mean, they are going to come on in and take out Mako, who was still coming
DRX,
up, but there is another guy coming up the ropes. Buzz does trade 1-for-1. Foxy does have help on the side, but Elmimore is cleaning
it is a doable round still. I'm impressed with how DRX handled this. This wall up with the flash, matching the timing of here, and then he realized and managed to back off.
We'll win another round. We'll see.
Already planting the seeds of doubt with that shrouded step. There's a paranoia. Jimkin reads the direction, but it's too late. He's already been hit. Flashback now gaining information on where that snake bite's coming from.
Reload. We did it already.
He's trying to get ahead of Xfero, thinking that Xfero might have wrapped around, but Xfero's just been hiding out in the pit. Flashback's going to start to run out of time.
Yeah, there's really not much time here. He has to get the kill right now. He's going to tap the spike. Oh, he is going to pick up the kill. Flashback.
Oh.
Unbelievable clutch.
Wow, he played that really well.
Down.
Oh, man. It all works out for Flashback. Always one step ahead of Xfero.
I can't believe he wins
might wrap around the back of the site to try to push out, because that would be the logical conclusion, because that's where you have a wall, right? So you can kind of peek out and only look at one direction. But Flashback just straight up says, I know exactly where you have to be at this point.
I was really nice in this one.
And just pushes out in the open. I mean, this is not an angle you usually push out on from the pit, because it's a 50-50. Even the coach
Tommy's like, yeah, I told him to do that.
Absolutely holding his breath on that one.
Yeah.
That was all me.
Just get the big nods from Termy. He's recognizing. He's like, wow, impressive. Good stuff. And now we've got the Bladestorm here for Jemkin. They are going to try to open up this A site once again. He's going to go over the top and up Foxy, who also was paranoid.
And he spotted the guy into the corner.
Being in a lot of trouble, will be isolated. RRQ this time.
Yeah. Only every round they had a
RRQ
would win every round.
Going for the strat. Why drone for the jet when the jet can be the drone?
Let's chill. I don't know, man. After watching that, Flashback can do anything at the moment.
RRQ on this one. The setup was good. Oh, what?
What? Bro, Elmimore is hitting some shots. That was so snappy, dude. So snappy.
But a little bit too slow on the trigger. So RRQ, that's a very nice round.
Yeah, that shot snatched the words out of my mouth. I was going to say that RRQ, recognizing that Fox has been an absolute pain, right, in their sides here.
RRQ have been going for some new stuff.
I like that map. They spotted him there 2 rounds in a row once he went on the
slow-mo, that's fun.
So they say, let's take him out first before the backup can arrive, and then the site is ours. Shemkin happy with how he opens things up. And now RRQ, they'll take the pressure off of the A site. They've been focused on it 2 rounds in a row. They're going to start to play mid a little bit once again, rely on that lurk over by the A side.
Yeah, we'll see how this does go for them. I feel like DRX have been heavily invested towards mid and have tried to shut it down. And it has worked out for them so far, at least kept RRQ out of here for the most part, but Bomb Buddy's going to be sent in. Blue bot, and now a little blind to come forward, but they are rotating over towards Garage.
Yeah, but again, that trip, now they've gone through this trip before, and they've broken it as well, so they're well aware of it. They'll shoot it down instantly, and that's the tempo they need.
I mean, they get into the site. Maybe they've identified, okay, we got to up the tempo a little bit as the shrouded step does come in. But now the crossfire from the two of them, Flashback and Mako
I see them from Flashback on this.
Just to absolutely cream them there on the site.
Oh, that was such a good setup, because you hear the shrouded step, and
so if you're RRQ at the moment, you're probably accepting the B is not the one unless you have mid-control, because there's been way too many rounds where they haven't been able to force over towards B. Forcing over towards A, though, at the moment,
watch how they hold it here.
Definitely be doing that.
Gonna get the kill on the other side, but Buzz is way deep past the smoke. Absolutely throws Jemkin off. Jemkin basically has to be susceptible to its death as he swings out. And these are the strengths I think that DRX has consistently been showing here in Stage 2.
That meant something a
these
lot
kind of
different
micro adjustments, the micro
a while
movements,
ago.
the tactics between 2v2s, 3v3s, where they know how to make the fight advantageous. The question has become how fast can they really build up their playbook once again to the old era of DRX.
Order, thank you so much, man. Thank you for the 3 months.
Wins the race, but so far impressive stuff here up against RRQ, and this time.
Did I miss any subs? Yes, I did. Elite skills with the prime as well. Thank you so much as well.
Make sense. Sitting at 7-3, only 3 rounds here on the attacker side of Split, which after the changes a while back does feel a lot more even.
Yeah.
This timeout is Eva, and I would probably plan 2 rounds ahead. You take it some kind of B main control, just so they create a bit of pressure. I would maybe leave 1. You'd find where the Cypher is, that's where they're not playing the Sky. You go here, find the Cypher, then you go take middle. If you have a Sky, then you 1-4 split. Or I would 1-4 A. Basically, you're going to see middle, you're going to see A. That's what I'm trying to say. They should do a little bit of B pressure.
Yeah, it definitely has been. As now the pit and mid, they're just saying, how about
It's pretty hard to
you're not allowed through here. They even have a wire as well, just in case. I mean,
they need to break triple
unless you're going to commit extremely heavily to get through this.
Yeah, and RQ does, right? They read through this and they say, okay, there's a good chance with this pit that there's a trip there as well, because that means literally all the teammates can now fan out and just leave the pit to Mako. So they'll use that to try to weaken it. But look at this. On the A side, Buzz has already pushed out. DRX just hasn't pushed at all for 10 rounds in a row.
Can't believe they're going
B
again.
Now they already have absolute information across the map.
Yeah, and I mean, what are you going to do
to
push
now we go
through
into
that as
spawn
well? I mean,
and we meet this guy in spawn.
Setup, they get shot by that. There's the smoke in their face.
Do you reckon he's trying to do a double bluff?
Towards B, and
where
Buzz,
they've had no success on B. They don't expect to B.
Hits the shot.
Buzz has just pushed A. There's just 3 people stacked on B. Yeah, and now they kind of realize everyone was there.
That's as good as it can get for RQ given the circumstances.
Yeah, they actually had heavy favors them getting 1 for 1 there.
DRX will be there to greet them as they all got tagged on the exit from the Cypher ultimate.
Yeah. Just going to leave Foxy over at B just in case.
Mako crosses over to side already. Flashback just needs to jump peek.
18 seconds left. 2 members of DRX on the site looking
a little jump peek
and trying to stop the plant from coming on in as Estrella will be spotted. Mako behind the screen. The spam does come in, but he will be isolated. Flashback still here, going to take take them both down, plus the spike
Flashback
carrier,
looks kind of crispy.
And there's just not enough time here for RRQ.
Honestly, DRX looks crispy in general.
Get the one kill, but Foxy9 will stay safe, and that is going to be another round win over to DRX. And even
I'll be honest, I didn't love the call from RRQ here.
Foxy9 takes him out.
Yeah, I mean,
if you would think of what have been working for them,
has kind of set up for an
there
all-in
had to be something mid or something A.
And it actually happened to be B side both times, right? Where they just don't have a lurk at all on the A side. They have no options. They've gotten into this situation where all the information DRX has already gained, RQ has no idea about it. Then they're out of time. Then they rush. They're running out of time on the clock. And obviously, you know, not any rounds left now to try to remedy that, but hopefully if they play split again in the future,
DRX are doing a good job of mixing up their defense setup. It's hard to work out with the Cyphers, it's hard to work out with the Skyans.
Yeah, it definitely is. And last round of the half, RRQ kind of desperate to get this one at this point. Saw a bit of fanning out.
Especially when the Cypher's playing like a duelist up towards A.
A couple of guys still in mid, the two duelists, so maybe they will actually try something through mid, but still ample time to go elsewhere. Xfero. Oh boy.
Timing.
Yeah, tried to see if he could get past it. I think he kind of double guessed himself. If he went forward right at the beginning, he would have made it past. But, I mean, at the very least, you take the trap out, right? So now you know that DRX does have to keep their eyes on A side a little bit. They're aware of the lurk. So now he'll go to rejoin. Now, these are the times, again, in the past rounds where they didn't move fast enough, but this time, the main force in mid. They're already creeping through. They have no idea. They don't have their eyes. Both of them watching the same angle. It's Benz.
Oh, no. You know, that's not what you like to see, but Mako loved it. He's like, yeah, absolutely. I will take this. Thank you very much. 3 kills for Mako. Easily cleans them up.
30 seconds left.
Communication seemingly
I think it's safe to say they're out of ideas
in this round. Perhaps a bit frustrated at this point as Estrella does get one. Elmimore's on the site, but he will be eliminated. Flashback still not cleared out of the back of the site. Nice swing, but Foxy9 is there as well. So 9-3 in favor of DRX here from the defender side of Split.
Yeah, a very happy half for DRX, all things considered, with the composition, with the map, of course, on their choice as well. So DRX, I think the composition change also working a lot for them. Again, the reason they were pushing out a lot in the, with the previous
it wasn't great. It's just a sign of it's a sign of frustration, the fact they haven't been able to take over towards middle.
You can have an advantageous fight, or maybe you don't care about the 50-50, things like that. And now you're saying, okay, I mean, that's great, but that means we absolutely have to win all of our fights. That didn't go as planned for Paper Rex, so we will go back to a bit of an older version that is very, very stable here with the Omen and the Viper and the Cypher. Very defense-focused. Now let's see what they do. All eyes still over on the Cypher for the lurk. To watch your King Buzz play, well, he is on stage, and we'll see if he continues to frag. Ran into the DRX staff before the match today, and they told us to get ready to see Angry Buzz. So see if he continues to put up some higher numbers today.
Yeah. I mean, I think his first round was the one that stuck out the most in my mind, getting a couple of Sheriff kills. He was quite aggressive afterwards. And I mean, he's had a relatively good map. I just feel like it's kind of been one-sided in favor of the whole team.
Yes.
Flashback has had more of the flashy moments, funnily enough, for his team. But Buzz has been playing well as well.
Yeah. And now on the attack, he'll have to be the one that leads the charge for DRX. You got the screen set up on B. But this is something that, again, if you have both the Viper and Cypher, you can afford to do, where you don't actually always need the default screen over by ramps.
At the moment, 1-0 pistol-wise.
Because Cypher can do it on his own with the Cyber cages, with the cam to start to inch forward. That means you have freedom to put the screen on B sometimes, maybe across mid, and then you switch it up to A. There's a lot more mind games that you can do across the entire map.
Jemkin feeling very cozy in this corner, but smoke will go down from the Viper, and now he's going to drop down some information, but now he's isolated, has to get out of there, throws a cloud burst as well. And here comes Buzz. He's going to run out of bullets, and now Xpero up top helping out, but Mako, a couple of classic kills. Very nicely done from him. Also going to get a quick plant down here on the V-side.
Nice smoke already onto the box for the one-way, and that means Astray
Rare Frenzy out. He was aiming so low.
They still just have not ever found Foxy9 throughout this round. But it's a play for time, and Foxy9 knows this. He waits until you hear a sound, and now the pinch is going to happen on the lurk.
RRQ. Pinch shells do come out, but Mako's ahead of all of this, right on the other side of the screen. Oh, and he's just going to run through it, and Mako takes him down, but now isolated on the back of the site. He is, but Foxy9 coming in from behind. The defuse is being held by Monette. He doesn't care, but Foxy9 gets in and shuts him down.
DRX are winning clutches as well, that's the thing.
Yeah, Monette he was even ready for that second swing around the pillar. But Foxy9's just clean with it. And Foxy9 brings up the rear for DRX. Great lurk, great timing. And I will dare say that Buzz surely will be angry after this round, because that entry with the Frenzy not quite going his way. Runs out of ammo pretty quickly on that gun. That's just a nice swing here for Foxy9. Yeah, great crosshair placement. Mako trying to bring up a little bit of energy for the younger players. We saw that in the previous games as well. Trying to take on that mantle of the new IGL.
Yeah, it's feeling pretty good so far in this map.
Yeah, and they go for an eco. I'm really forced by on the defense, even though it's been a nightmare map.
There are 4 members here on the eco from RRQ. Maybe they'll get a sense of that and try to go elsewhere.
Yeah, I think with just how aggressively that was being cleared, you're in no rush to go in at the very least. Oh, he spots him first, and again, put the Sheriff in his hands.
Yeah, this guy just always gets one with at least one with a Sheriff.
Now DRX thinking that
pass and stack looks strong here.
Timing onto B.
Ooh, the paint shell is going to force everybody in, as now the Paranoia, the perfectly timed Paranoia, does catch small, but Buzz is still going to clean up 3. Does get taken down by Xpero.
I don't know.
Flashback has to go 1v2.
They should have cleaned this up a lot easier.
He's got a decent shot, the right click,
not another 1v2. Okay, only more is just the Sheriff guy. Okay,
trying to make sure he gets the best
let's stay positive, man. They win the eco out, they get a gun.
Up the round and he wraps it up nice with
and
a bow on
just
top.
Bragging out.
The round differential.
His Omen flash is unbelievable.
But a thrifty, you'll take that. You're on that defending side. You could easily try
chill, brother.
To snowball this. And also, here's the thing.
I got one more down.
You do have the double duelist, but if you can get to
it looks
that
like it's been at
operator,
least a frustrating,
turns into a bit of a sentinel
frustrating
on
time
that
for
jet and
RRQ.
just holds an angle.
I'm sure you wouldn't mind to pick up the operator at this point. Certainly does feel like Elmimore is doing a lot of the heavy lifting for the team. He's hit 20 kills already as, ooh, Jemkin. Nice little tap there from up top as, yep, that's going to be shut down as well. DRX just flooding on in, trying to get any kills possible, but denied at every turn here by RRQ. It is the flawless.
Okay, and they're going to start getting some ults soon.
Here on the side of RRQ.
They're getting close. Not this buy round, but probably next buy round.
See if you're rooting for RRQ, because you
no
have
ults as well. Buzz 1 away, 2 away.
It's not 11, it's not 12 on the board. DRX has a surprisingly long way to go if they don't have momentum. And RRQ is starting to close the gap. Wouldn't be surprised if DRX can't pick up a win in the next round or two for timeout to come out from Termi and Glow. But they will give the players one more shot. You're 2 points away from the showstopper, 2 away from the pit as well. Maybe something you could make happen in this round. Definitely, maybe the next.
Yeah, I think that's a good call. Monet's just going to hold this with Estrella, actually. Just the
hey, high-low set up over towards B. Demkin's trying to take control of... I mean, this is going to be fine. You're going to see some util come out from Elmimore in a bit to set up the jet to hold one.
DRX right now is poking and prodding at with Buzz there.
Maybe they wait for the second cage pop.
Will he peek into this? It's really
the
big question.
Dog out towards A.
It's a rude surprise if he does. It almost might be better if he does, just to get some information here. Because if they peek out,
yeah, they've been holding this for 40 seconds. What do they get for it?
Or anything like that. Oh, well, that's a bit of...
It's 3 kills.
He got the first?
Okay, if it was Mako alone, you know, getting the information, the team backs up, sure. But instead, it's just 3 kills to Manya.
Wow. That's a good bit of confidence, though. Buy v buy. No ults at all for anyone.
Right? I mean, Manya just free.
Yeah, it's a good sign.
To jiggle left and right, pick up all the kills patiently in his aim training. And Foxy left all alone. What was very well played from RRQ actually on the other side of the map was that you saw Xfero shift his weight to B Heaven because on the A side they were getting ready to push out. So they didn't quite care if mid to vents was a thing on the A side. By that point they would have control of A main. They would be able to check if it was a lurk or not. And so they would have had that information. But this time it works out perfectly. And I don't think DRX was privy to that timing. So we'll see if RRQ utilizes that map play again in the coming rounds.
Yeah, would be nice to see. I think.
Oh, what's their loss bonus at the moment? 2-9?
Accept his fate. It's kind of the role of the side.
Everyone's going to get an okay low buy.
And we're lurking on the opposite side of the map. We do have double showstopper here. And you would imagine, as you were saying before, Chobra, that they'll call a timeout if they don't get this next one.
Manya in focus. Really started to, make a name for himself as a Raze once again when he was still on Paper X over on Madrid. A lot of people doubted whether he could play at the highest level as a duelist. And he definitely left his mark. Now he gets a chance to flex it a little bit again here on RRQ.
Well, they'll be able to buy a little bit better into that. They opt for a couple of heavy shields. It's one of the main reasons why.
The full stack read from RRQ on A. Now they won't have been correct. But we'll see if they can just stay alive. Gem again. He's not going to get the kill. He wanted the 1-to-1 trade. Wouldn't have been so bad considering it's an eco here from DRX. Just a hero rifle.
Like this though, yeah. So
yeah, Angry
I've spoken about this on a couple of streams before. How certain ults are pretty good at like snowballing. Raze is like the best example. Normally you're gonna get like a 1-for-1, and then someone else can pick up the gun. You can get the gun, and then obviously in the 4v4 you have a potential sight and you have a gun. Viper gives RRQ a lot of space though.
All the other angles, Xfero starting to dig deep into it, but the showstopper gets shut down. And now 3 members still alive, and there it is. Flashback arriving in the nick of time on Heaven. Absolutely puts a stop to this retake.
It's kind of prime example.
Like 8 different
kind of the prime example, man.
Like, oh God, where is he?
No, he's got a lot he has to pay attention to.
Just a snowball of a Razor into an eco.
Flashback goes flying through the air, and it is just, obviously too late to win the round.
Rogamo, thank you so much, man. Thank you with the raid.
So not
happy birthday as well, bro. Happy birthday, bro.
After that Thrifty.
I had so much fun watching you last
very
night.
well set up from DRX.
I
love the
need
pit.
to see
I love
more
that
neon.
They actually don't leave alert,
I need
but
to see it
Flashback's
more.
already on the move
Give me,
once the plant goes down.
Give me more maps.
RRQ,
Give me more neon
like
maps.
Monyet purposely cleared out Mail,
Hope you have
and
a
then
good day,
Xvero
though.
brought up the rear and mid. Like they were making sure that nobody was left around from DRX. And then they realized a little too late.
So fun.
But by that time, I would say also the main force of DRX holding quite strong.
Well,
now
it's
gonna
more
be a
just me
rush
trying to
from
work
DRX.
out what the
The
hell is
tempo
going on,
change
man. It's
is
so
impeccable.
fast-paced.
Putting a lot of pressure on the A side.
Oh, Buzz gonna see that Elmi Moore, somebody's up there now. Elmi Moore aggressively swinging into this. Stray also got this kill from
Dude,
the
somehow,
site, so
I don't know, man. I'm watching you,
yeah,
and somehow
immediately
your
that
brain's
aggression will
like
be
3
punished.
seconds ahead.
Yeah, and you realize the main force isn't quite here yet, so you can stabilize
not sure I'm
again.
believing
Now
that
RQ,
one.
that's gonna put them into
Make
a
it look
position where
fun,
they're
though.
gonna go for a bit of
I'll
a
give you that.
safer
They make it
default,
real
right? You're
fun,
imagining,
dude.
okay, we have no idea where they are. Maybe they're still in mid. So Stray is just gonna hang back. Worst case, you can make a 5-3.
Thank you for the raid as well, man. Hope your stream is good.
Wouldn't be the toughest thing for you to do. Seekers being used. RQ not taking
take
any
it easy, man.
chances.
They're gonna
Lucky
get a lot
next
of
games as well.
information.
Oh boy, the lineup.
Yeah, they both just stack for it, and Elmi Moore, he will enjoy a 4K and a flawless for the team. RRQ are right back in control.
If RRQ somehow bring it back on this map, you gotta let Elmi Moore choose.
Blake
what's
as
for
well,
dinner,
thank you so much for the 14 months, man.
Because he is absolutely carrying this map on
what
Split.
what's his actual score right
What
now?
else can you say? I mean, he might hit the 30 bomb. He's gonna pull a May here, and he's getting hyped.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, you can do and get as many finds as you want, because 26 to 10 is insane. 26 to 10, they got 7 rounds.
DRX will have to fish for it with weaker weaponry.
Yeah, they have so much money. I mean, Elmi Moore sitting on like 7,800. Yeah, actually, exactly 7,800.
Yeah, he should have actually just bought for Monyet at this point because he's gonna cap out. But
yeah, well, oh, nice shots there from Estrella, and he'll get away. That takes down Buzz early in this round. It's mostly an eco here for DRX.
Yeah, and you realize the trip is still there.
That's true,
Haven't
Zesh.
quite
Fair
seen
play.
the Cypher, but you imagine he might be lurking around, especially with the camp hanging out.
They should get you on the neon. That's what I'm saying right
and
now.
now that the raise is gone, Jemkin feels safer than ever, right? You're not going to really get flashed and then absolutely jumped on with something.
It's gonna be a really depressing moment where
you know it's
I'm gonna be watching all of these neons, especially like
Well,
kind of
they know
Jorgmo level plays,
Well, and Sparrow knows it now, and Elmi
and
Moore's
I'm
right
gonna
there.
try.
Crossfire lights it up
This guy
again.
can't stop fragging out, dude. 29.
Black comes through. It's 3 for Elmi Moore.
Oh my
Picks up
God,
4.
Farsi.
Back to
Bro
back
is
4Ks, and he hits the
Bro
30
is solo.
bomb. 30 kills,
Solo going
full
for
split
him,
for
man.
Elmi Moore.
He is solo
he just
going for
used his
this.
Seekers the previous round. He is now 1 point away.
Yeah, that's
Again.
ridiculous.
What a performance. There's just
I was gonna talk about how it's gonna be
it's not
depressing
Monyet
trying to
putting up the
lock
numbers,
in
but there's
neon,
just something
and
about
then
DRX
realize that my
like
brain
Monyet
doesn't
on
work that
Split
fast.
That doesn't quite go well for them. Somebody's trying to look to make the land kill record again.
Elmi
'cause
Moore
Elmi
kind of
Moore this
interrupted
time
me by just killing everyone.
absolutely in the running with 30 on the board here on the defensive side, and DRX the timeout
That's
finally
Cabri,
comes
no,
out.
not yet. Maybe I can maybe
See
get the
what they
midway
can
through.
gather from this, because you know, normally in a round like this, you'd be like, okay, well, guys, they used their Seekers the round before. All right, they're not going to have any notes. So now you're like, well, they might have the Seekers again. So how do we make sure we draw that out of them?
Yeah.
Mako dealing with the pressure of being that UIGL. I think he's trying to take it in stride, but it's never an easy job, especially if you don't have the experience prior.
Yeah. It's tough, and they're still developing, and you know, RRQ might be their opportunity to take down DRX in this moment, but we'll see how the rest of this map goes. I mean, DRX are still 2 rounds away. If they can eke out a 1-round win, even if it's a close one, you get into overtime, you give yourselves a decent chance of winning the map. But yeah, this comeback from RRQ is huge. Just Elmi Moore leading the charge.
The op still not spotted quite yet in B main. I mean, DRX might have the guesses by now, especially with the econ and the fact that they just haven't seen Jemkin at all. But Jemkin's going to feel comfy just holding that angle still on his own. One away from the pit as well.
Okay, so timeout goes in. They want to force force heaven.
Be an easy one. Oh, this is their idea to try to pitch onto the operator. Jemkin.
Force heaven with only 1 seat. Wait,
on it, and he's good for 1.
That's kind of mental. They might think there's only 1 on site.
That's 2. He's still safe. With the right click.
Oh.
Okay, won't quite
it would have been unbelievable.
Winning the round is a bit more important.
It would have been unbelievable.
Oh, man, I thought he had it.
I thought he had it.
I thought so too.
Yeah, what a sick round here from Jemkin. And the idea, I think,
And
was
he
pretty
did all the
good
hard
from
work.
the side of DRX, but
What I was going to say during this is, so
DRX
DRX go heavy over towards heaven, right? They pop the Seekers in heaven, and then only one Seeker goes to site, and 2 of the Seekers go towards what we know as vents. But when you're here, and only one of the Seekers goes towards site, you're not thinking they're double vents, you're thinking one's B.
A little bit of their own assumptions.
And so they like tunnel vision on one guy.
Ready for a pinch onto heaven, but they're not set up for it just yet. They'll have to push the line back with the Trailblazer.
Obviously, that was insane.
Yeah. And Jemkin this time holding towards Garage. Estrella gets his own paranoia and does get flashed, but Jemkin's good for the kill on Amako here. And now the push does come in. It's a stinger kill going over to Bane. Jemkin is still going to line it up. Still holding on to that operator.
Dude, the individuals from RRQ.
From the rest of his team. Jemkin puts up 3 once again.
They're really
and now it's
stepping
11
up.
to 10. And DRX don't have any more timeouts. Just got to try to run with it.
Yeah, I mean, they got to gather all the information on their
Yeah, I
own.
think they got to try and get around with some ults.
Younger, less experienced squad could start to really put the pressure on him, right? You don't have an experienced IGL. You have 2 guys that just haven't really been playing consistently at the top level, playing, in a complete team setting. So we'll see. I mean, even Bane, I would say, not that much experience. Sure, he's had stints in challengers. We'll see what they can do, because if they don't win this one, I mean, RRQ is probably taking them over for map point. Looking at the economy, DRX pulling together everything they have.
Yeah, absolutely. This is the critical rounds. I mean...
You just have to. There's no there's no other way.
Oh no, and the boom bot misses and doesn't go vents.
Repositioning towards the back of site this time. They're ready for a bit of a
hello, how we doing, mate? Thank you for the 3 months. Thanks for the tier 1.
And the push does come in. The spray hits Buzz.
Yeah, they've made it through the smoke middle.
Damage, but now the flash comes in, but Xpero is still gonna get the kill.
But at what cost, dude?
And no luck for Buzz on these pushes through mid. Mako, he might see the end of Jemkin's gun once again if he peeks that corner, but no, it's just going to be a regroup here. And now Foxy9 is going to go down. Elmimore,
he can't lose an Angel.
The Seekers as well going to be utilized here.
Yeah, and he's taken all the space with it, but this gun's going to spawn.
We'll shoot them down, and now Elmimore's getting aggressive. Mako reloading, gets taken down.
He's so confident.
Elmimore's just running this map.
Yeah, and now they're trapped somewhere in sewers to
It was sick, though. It was so good.
And you can just hold A main, Elmimore all alone. The rest can all cycle back. Estrella just making sure. Okay, gets caught out a little bit.
Yeah, tagging. He went for like a wider peek, and the tagging really wrecked him.
But they don't take the flashback with
Guys, don't make this the round you lose.
Insane flick. Now Jemkin, the paranoia, but he's still gonna hit the shot. Has a shorty too. Still looking good for him to take it down. Flashback, just way too much pressure, but he gets another one.
Whoa,
yes,
that got.
Jemkin will stand on top of the end. Flashback making it interesting.
It almost felt like everyone at RRQ was getting possessed by some poltergeist. Each one at a time. They just couldn't stabilize their aim. Whatever was happening up in B heaven, it's haunted. You don't want to fight DRX there anymore, but the map was played well by RRQ.
He's not wrong. There was some nuts whiffs and some really bad moments here.
On that scope.
Oh my god, they got mental.
This is an incredible run back from RRQ, and now Econ broken for DRX.
Yep. They're playing for overtime.
Govo, thank you so much, man. Chat, you know what to do here. Get a slug oiler spam for Govo. Thank you so much, dude.
Yeah,
5 gifted.
10 to 3. Excuse me, but still. That's enough of a lead generally. Xpero gonna line it up, going up against a bunch of sheriffs. Bane does eventually take him down, but now the pressure is coming in as they don't want those upgrades to come through. And yeah, that's going to be the
watching this team with confidence is really cool.
Who did switch over to this Phantom?
And all the teams, I say all the teams, both of these teams, have just struggled so much against the Viper smoke.
But the position, look at RRQ. They're not taking chances, right?
Cycling of smokes is so hard to play against.
Try to fish for a kill. see if he can get towards that showstopper, because that would really put the nail in the coffin. But otherwise,
Govo,
the way
again,
they're
thank you so
positioned,
much for
all
doing that,
backs
dude.
up against the wall, only having to watch one
A
angle.
couple of people
If
at
it's a
you as
B
well,
plant,
same
so
thank
be
you.
it. We'll play for the retake. There's only one extra round anyway. That econ, that extra 300 credits
Running
isn't
into
going to be
PaperX.
what makes or breaks the entire map.
Yeah, absolutely.
A little bit controlled.
And Bane eventually gonna come into contact with Monyet, who will take him down.
Individually, they're looking unreal in this half, though.
RRQ. DRX have gotten
Okay, RRQ, bring it all the way back.
The last 10.
And
you know,
they're
I
one
just
away.
remembered, Valdez, that split map with DRX and GE where Monyet did go crazy.
Yeah.
That was also the first time we casted together in Valorant, so we might be in for a banger.
We're the ones causing this. The casters have all the power. That's what chat always says. Start the game, casters.
Yeah, they just know. We try to hide it. Chat just knows.
12-11 here, and
and they have the Viper ult middle, op early over towards B.
DRX,
The problem with the op over towards B at the moment,
not very
there is a world where
ones.
someone, like, you can't feel
Maybe if
super
Buzz picks up a
confident as
kill
soon as this
somewhere,
smoke goes up on
Wouldn't
B.
even mind trying to set him up for an orb and
Someone
then
could've
maybe
walked
like
by
a
him.
strong push and a Jemkin. Perhaps
Yeah,
that
they're definitely going
choice
to the
here,
right
as they are
side,
grouping
or
up
they
out
definitely want to
inside of
end
the
on the right
garage.
side. Let's say that as the Sky's
Think
going
they
over
wanna go
towards
for
A
fake
to
onto
try
A.
create
They're putting
pressure.
the Sky over to that side. The trip just gets hit by the Trailblazer, but you
Trip
know
gets
that
hit by
no
the
one is still
dog, but
pushing.
the
That
trip is
is
still up.
alive, so it's going to be
So-
the fake from Bane over onto the A side. No,
Yeah, he doesn't
they
even
choose
throw a
against it.
flash.
But they're starting to run out of time. I mean, this is so. Look
I
at
think
RRQ.
I think they're
They
okay
clear it. They still
time-wise.
see
I'm
no
more
reaction.
worried
The
about the fact
showstoppers
that
were picked
RRQ are
up.
going to
Monyet
have
gets
4
no
people on
pressure
B
against him
because they
as he's
dogged
making
over
noise
towards
on the
A.
orb. So RRQ just says it is a B hit. They have the absolute read on this.
They absolutely do. And how many members does
How
it
d-
take to
how
stop
are you
the
meant to
push?
win this?
Generally not that many, as the paint shells as well. Right as the push, the perfect timing does come down, and now you see the neural theft will be utilized as now Flashback
See
is
what
going
Flashback's
to
got
be
here.
able to
Plant for
TP
Heaven. They have a
over
little bit of
A.
Heaven control.
And a chance here for DRX.
Foxy. Oh, he breaks him apart. That already buys so much time.
Oh my
because now
God,
they have
imagine.
to clear him. It's either that or push as all three through screens. RRQ's in a rush.
Yeah, they absolutely are. As now Flashback, a big kill for himself.
Look at Foxy on the map, by the way. He's going
Yeah,
all
Foxy's
the way
going around the
B.
world.
He knows they have to chase him.
Wait, he's giving up.
Oh, he's going to come back now, actually.
This works out well. It's a
Expecting
good
the
plant
pressure
for
to
him.
come in.
Heaven. He just
And
plays
he's gonna
so,
take
so
it slow,
slow.
though, and just wait for them the absolute last moment where they have to push. Is Jemkin gonna fall down? He does get the one, but it's
Oh my
overtime.
God, Flashback. The
Flashback
hero
to
all
get
over
3 on
towards
this
A
map,
with the
or
spike
on
once
this
they
round,
realize they
rather,
stack
and it's
towards
all
B,
tied up.
and they
DRX
3v4.
finally claw another round out.
I didn't quite believe in myself when I talked
Dude, some of
about
the
the
individual plays in this
overtime,
map have been
but
mental.
I guess you're right. We just have too much power. I mean, the read was good. It was a risky read, but it had all the reason to be made. Great kill from Foxy9, breaking apart mid. That also gives extra confidence to go for the ultimate on that Omen to take the spike to the A side, because you know you've cut off the rotation. And Foxy9, this time alongside Flashback, the two rookies on DRX, bring DRX to an overtime on their map pick.
Wow. Well, you saw they weren't super excited about getting
Well,
overtime,
yeah.
you know? It feels not great to only get 2 rounds in 11, but hey, at least they buy themselves a second chance to potentially get that morale up, to get some momentum for themselves.
Dude, RRQ love
Let's
B.
see what RRQ do here on the
RRQ love
attack
B.
for the first
Okay,
time
so
in 12
if we go back to
rounds.
the first half,
been the
and it's
weaker
all going to be
side
about
for
who can win the
RRQ for
attack half,
sure.
because obviously everyone hit 9-3 on
Not having
defense.
a hard sentinel means
Mid,
that if you want to hold some
A,
value on
well,
the lurk, you
A
always
worked
need
for
to have
them,
someone
A
planted
hits.
there. It always
They
has
never
be
managed to actually get
something like a
through middle
4-1
and win
setup
duels.
on the attack.
So that's the main thing for RRQ at the
Mid,
moment.
But the problem here that RRQ's had for the entire first half was that you'll try to pressure them in mid, but as long as DRX holds
Yeah,
on
and
to Vents
if they want to
and
walk
Mail,
through
they'll
Bust,
always
you
have
do
the
it with
better
Omen.
rotation.
Hey,
The push is coming in. The
wait,
flow
this
good.
is
Monyet
unreal.
on the
This is what they
entry
didn't
takes
do
down Mako,
the first half.
And all of a sudden, you don't quite have that same setup as the push is coming in through ropes.
Yeah, now you know you have your own pick of whichever site you go to. You know they have to be weaker because the rotation's been
Yeah,
cut
they know
off.
Cypher 6, they saw
Gonna
the
be a
cameras,
slower
they're going to have to
backup
work
here
out.
for DRX.
Tripstar.
Yet up top, Foxy hasn't quite. Oh, the shot is not going to quite read true, and
Oh.
Jemkin takes him down. Bane on the back of the
Oh.
site. They know exactly where
Of
he
course
is.
this
He
guy
gets
hits
taken
his
down.
shot.
Elmi Moore with the quick headshot. And this attacker's
Yeah,
round
this was
looking
good
much
though.
better
They
for
learned.
RRQ
They learned from the first
compared
half.
to what we saw earlier.
Yeah, the fact that they have all 5 alive is incredible. I mean, Monette not quite getting picked off on that entry. He's healed back up now.
Oh, X-Pharaoh gonna take him down, and it is a flawless
That's meant to be the round we're looking out for.
attacker's round. RRQ, you know, it still feels
Revolving,
like they
yeah,
have that
this is
momentum
smart.
Yeah.
from the second half.
Yeah, and just the adjustment to say that we can try to trade you to all we want, but unless we take Vent's control, it actually doesn't mean anything because DRX will just be faster in providing backup. They'll be faster in having the crossfire. So this time, they'll set up the smoke. The timing was impeccable as well. The smoke blooms, and instantly Monette and Jemkin are in the face in Vents. So DRX, see if they can make any adjustments. Obviously, they did at the very end, but that was some heroics from Foxy9 as well.
Here comes Trailblazer. Bane trying to get whatever information he can see.
Operator here for Jemkin as well on the B side.
Foxy, he's tucked in here near the orb, and he's making a lot of noise. That flash isn't going to hit him, so... Oh, he's not going to hit the shot, though.
Double whiff for Foxy in overtime. It's devastating.
Monette, he survives and does get the flick down.
Yeah, and now again, RRQ says, okay, we don't have any other information, but we do know that they don't have a hard lurk anymore. So we just go back to a safe default. On a timing, you can probably shift your way back over to A. You still
Paradox,
do have
thank you for the super
side,
chat.
right? You're holding Vents and
My thoughts on Furia crossing 100 Thieves. Yeah, I was really impressed with their icebox.
Just hold on to Heaven and Ramps, and then they'll have a retake.
Like they won that map and they won no pistols.
It's amazing, and Estrella's up top too, just pushing through the
wow,
smoke.
bro,
Doesn't matter.
this team.
Has a showstopper. And an
this team, that is so sick.
To this map as
that is a sick game from them.
Split.
Incredible endurance from RRQ.
Yeah. And the fact that they learned from their attack half and then actually went through middle, yeah, it's impressive map. This is DRX map pick, right?